Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The city of Farmington will be buying 4 new vehicles. A Mark I man is dead after the truck he was riding in was swept into a river. And the Reynolds County Sheriff's Department is upgrading its radio systems. And these stories are coming up.
More colder air is on the way for southeast Missouri, but sunshine as well. I'll give you all the details coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins and here are the top stories that we're working on for you at this hour. The city of Farmington will be buying 4 new vehicles. City Councilman Dennis Smith, who sits on the Public Safety Committee, tells 18 Eyewitness News that the city is buying a different make and model than they have before.
And this year we're buying 4 of the Ford utility interceptors. One's going to go to the fire department for the fire chief, and the other 3 are going to the police department to replace some of the Crown Vics, which Ford is no longer making, and they're going to take a look at these and see how they like them.
Smith says this will be the second different type of vehicle Farmington will try out to replace the Crown Victorias.
About a year ago, 2 Suburbans for the city. They really like them, but they're a lot bigger vehicle, and these are just a little bit smaller, but all-wheel drive, and I think they'll work out fine for the city.
Smith says the 4 new vehicles are a planned purchase, with their cost coming out of the capital improvement budget. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first forecast. Dustin, is warm weather right around the corner?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Looking at current conditions throughout southeast Missouri, we're seeing temperatures right now in the 20s, some lower 30s out there, like in Ironton and Cape Girardeau at 31, 29 in Piedmont and Fredericktown, St. Genevieve at 29, 29 in Potosi, and 28 right now in Festus. Partly cloudy at 7 p.m., 25 degrees, 23 and partly cloudy at 9. By midnight, we're clearing out with a temperature of 21. More details on the cold weather that's going to stick around for a while, I think. But we do see a little bit of a warm up. I'll give you all those details coming up later in weather.
A Mark I man is dead after the truck he was riding in was swept over a bridge in Madison County. Missouri State Highway Trooper Clark Parrott tells 18 Eyewitness News that they received a report Saturday night of a truck that was swept off Highway V Bridge into the Castor River.
It was occupied 4 times. 3 of the occupants were accounted for. On Saturday evening, a search and rescue began trying to locate the 4th subject. Was unable to locate him due to changing weather conditions and just overall unsafe nature of the scene.
When the search resumed Sunday morning, authorities found the body of 59-year-old Perry Miller. Trooper Parrott tells us that folks should learn from this incident.
Do not drive across low water crossings, water across the roadway, anything like that, because this was a full-size pickup truck, and it can be swept off the road just very easy, and it doesn't take a whole lot of water moving to move the largest of vehicles, so just stay away from them.
The Highway Patrol reports that the truck is still in the river. The Reynolds County Sheriff's Department is in the process of upgrading their radio system. Thanks to a $155,000 grant from the Missouri Department of Public Safety and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Reynolds County will be the 3rd agency in the state to be part of the Missouri statewide interoperability network. Sheriff Tom Vollner told 18 Eyewitness News that the new system has some significant features.
They guaranteed us 95% or better coverage in our county, so we've never had that before, so that's why one of the reasons we signed on, also the fact that the maintenance responsibility and everything else will fall to the state instead of the county to maintain the system. So it was a cost savings also for the county.
Sheriff Vollner says while the full system isn't functional yet, they are using some of the radios and seeing quite a difference.
We've got coverage where we've never had coverage before. We can use portables. We've never been able to use portables, talk on portables before. I've used portables in parts of the county where I never thought we'd have portable usage.
Sheriff Vollner says the Reynolds County Ambulance and the Ellington Police Department are also using the new system. The Poplar Bluff School District is earning high marks based on its latest report card. School Superintendent Chris Hahn tells 18 Eyewitness News that the district shares its assessment from the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Hahn says the district reached a number of goals this year.
We have had some attendance go up. Our scores are going up. We're very happy with our ACT scores.
However, Hahn notes there are areas for improvement.
We're still improving. Our graduation rate is an area that we're still continuing to work on, and we've put some interventions in place for that.
Hahn also points out Poplar Bluff is a growing district, adding 300 students since 2009. If you'd like to see the complete report card, we have the link at our website, kdkz18.com. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, Presbyterian Manor in Farmington invites folks to just ask about planning for the future. That story coming up on 18 Eyewitness News.
Battery problems. It happens every time you want to do something. You just want to mow the yard, right? You've got to make it to that big meeting on time, and your watch quits. You got to be somewhere, and your car won't start. Right in the middle of a conversation, and the battery conks out on your cell phone. For every kind of battery.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Planning for the future is the topic of Presbyterian Manor's Just Ask event next Thursday, January 24th. Marketing Director Jennifer Williams tells 18 Eyewitness News about the Just Ask educational series.
We offer programs throughout the year, usually about every other month, on various topics. We call them Just Ask because we want to provide information to the public. They're free, and we usually have appetizers.
Jennifer says planning for the future will cover a number of issues important to senior citizens.
Advanced directives, power of attorney, and so forth. Things to get prepared for, just items that usually are really handy in the future. Our guest speaker will be Rodney Quinton. He's with Presbyterian Hospice. He's the director there, and he's going to provide a general overview.
The Planning for the Future event is free and open to the public. For reservations or more information, call Jennifer at Presbyterian Manor. You'll find her number by clicking this story at our website, kdkz18.com. The Wayne County 4-H will be holding a fish fry fundraiser next Tuesday, January 22nd. Club leader Gail Wilson tells 18 Eyewitness News that folks can get a great deal on a great meal.
We're going to have fish, of course, fried potatoes, baked beans, coleslaw, a dessert, and a drink, and you can get a plate for $5.
Gail says the money raised will go towards sending their members to the 4-H Teen Conference in Columbia in March. The fish fry starts serving next Tuesday afternoon at 4 at Greenville High School. Well, the 9 relics taken from the St. Genevieve Catholic Church have been returned. The relics were found Monday morning in a plastic Ziploc baggie with a note of apology and a request for forgiveness. St. Genevieve's pastor Dennis Schmidt says while he's curious why the relics were taken, the thief has been forgiven. St. Genevieve police say the case will not be pursued further at Pastor Schmidt's request.
How long will the cold weather stick around? I'll give you all the details coming up next in weather. We'll be right back.
My dad was one of a kind, and everybody says he was one of a kind. It was very important for my father to stay at home. I worried a lot that may not be possible. We didn't know what to do. And we would just call, and they would send us help immediately. Serenity Hospice Care made a difference that we could not have done without them.
Get to your neighborhood Subway and try the new Baja Barbecue Steak Melt. Feast your eyes on mountains of tender steak and an oh-so-sweet and spicy chili barbecue sauce only Subway has, all topped with melty Monterey cheddar. Get it made the way you say on your favorite freshly baked bread or toasty flatbread with anything your taste buds desire. This melty masterpiece is here for a limited time only, so hurry in for the new Baja Barbecue Steak Melt at your neighborhood Subway today. Subway, eat fresh.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Let's take a look at those weather headlines for southeast Missouri. We're going to see that cold air stick around throughout the area. We're going to see a warm up near 50 by Saturday, and the sunshine is going to continue. Currently here in southeast Missouri, we have temperatures in the 20s, 28 in Festus, 29 in St. Genevieve and Fredericktown, as well as in Piedmont. Poplar Bluff at 30 and 31 right now at Cape Girardeau. 26 and partly cloudy here at the studio. Feels like 18 out there. It's chilly, and 10 is our current dew point. Humidity at 50%, north wind at 7 miles per hour. Going through your Wednesday, plenty of sunshine throughout southeast Missouri. All the wet weather pushes off to the east. We're going to see dry times here in the area for a while. Clear skies tonight, low around 16, north wind 5 to 10, temperatures in the teens and 20s for overnight lows. Then for tomorrow, 44 here in Farmington, 45 in Festus and St. Genevieve. Plenty of sunshine, west wind 5 to 10, 44 in Poplar Bluff and 44 in Ellington. For the next several days, on your Thursday, we'll see plenty of sunshine, partly sunny 39, 44 mostly sunny on Friday, 49. That temperature is going to be near 50 on Saturday. Plenty of sunshine. Sunshine continues for the rest of the weekend into next week as temperatures drop down into the upper 20s. So it's going to get cold again here in southeast Missouri. 49 on Saturday, low of 26 under a mostly sunny sky, partly sunny at 32 on Sunday. That is check out your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details located at kdkz18.com. Just click on the weather tab. We'll be right back.
Attention! If you or someone you know is taking Fosamax or any of these popular biphosphonates used to treat osteoporosis, this alert is for you. According to the FDA, these drugs can cause severe side effects, including fractures of the femur. If you've taken Fosamax or any of these popular drugs used to treat osteoporosis and have fractured a femur, call this number immediately. Call Parker Wakeman. Put Parker Wakeman to work for you. Call Parker Wakeman. You may be entitled to compensation. Don't delay. Call Parker Wakeman right now.
If you have mesothelioma, call the tough, smart asbestos lawyer to fight for your family's future.
Don't be a victim twice. Call me for a free evaluation. I help victims of mesothelioma. Let me help you and your family. If you don't get a settlement, you don't owe me anything.
Call Greg Jones, the go-to lawyer for mesothelioma victims. The call is free. Call now.
Call 1-800-471-9994. That's 1-800-471-9994. Call now.
Today's 2-minute tour of Missouri starts in Jefferson City, where thousands of revelers packed the Capitol Monday night for the inaugural ball. The gala capped off a day of festivities marking the start of Governor Jay Nixon's second term. The traditional Grand March started the festivities, giving state officials and their families a chance to parade down the stairway in the Capitol Rotunda. Earlier on Monday, Missouri House members had to retake the oath of office because of an error during the swearing-in ceremony last week. When lawmakers originally took the oath as administered by the state Supreme Court Justice Rick Titleman on Wednesday, they incorrectly pledged to support the government rather than the Constitution. House Speaker Pro Tem Jason Smith administered the correct oath. Well, the recent rains across southeast Missouri is welcome news to barge and harbor services. New Madrid County Port Authority reports the rising water makes moving products up and down the river a lot easier. A spokesperson says they're able to fill the barges with more cargo now than the river is closer to normal. Rewards are being offered for the public's health in an arson investigation. On January 1st, a fire was intentionally set at the Crop Production Services facility in Portageville. The company is now offering a $10,000 reward, and the Missouri Division of Fire Safety is also offering up to a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the party or parties responsible. Individuals with information are urged to call the Missouri Arson Hotline at 1-800-39-3939. arson. And a 12-year-old Northwest Missouri boy is dead after accidentally shooting himself inside a home. The Caldwell County Sheriff's Office was called to a home in Breckenridge on Friday night and found the child suffering from a gunshot wound. Investigators say the boy was mishandling the gun when it went off. They haven't determined whether charges will be filed. And that's your 2-minute tour of Missouri for today. Coming up next on Your Life, you might not taste it and may never see it, but there's one ingredient that can ruin your diet. We'll tell you what to watch for next in Your Health.
I'm Stacy Johnson. It affects health care, the cost of college, how much you pay for gas. I'm talking about inflation. What's it going to do to you this year? Answers ahead on Money Talks News.
I'm here to tell you that your options for getting out of debt have never been better. How do I know? Because I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder of Consolidated Credit. For nearly 2 decades, we've helped over 5 million people just like you. Simply pick up the phone and find out what our Freedom Quest program can do for you. Reducing your payments by up to 50% is just the beginning. As soon as you call, the hard part is over.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Call 1-800-440-2181. Call now.
Attention, this is a health alert. These life-threatening complications have been reported with the infused bone graft used in spine repair surgery. Severe swelling resulting in death or permanent injury, difficulty swallowing, breathing and speaking, nerve injuries, cancer, uncontrolled bone growth, male sterility, and infections. If you had spine repair surgery with Infuse and are now suffering, call this number immediately.
Put Parker Wakeman to work for you.
Don't wait. You may be entitled to compensation.
Call Parker Wakeman right now.
800-279-9935.
In an effort to lose weight in the new year, millions of Americans will begin counting calories, tracking carbs, and avoiding sweets. While all of those things are important, doctors say there is one ingredient most of us overlook that can quickly sabotage our diets. That ingredient is salt. And as Clark Powell shows us, it's in foods you may never expect and affects us in ways you may never have known.
When most of us think of eating too much salt, this is what we think of. But surprisingly, table salt only accounts for about 6% of our daily intake. Doctors say most of the salt we eat we never see, and that's what often leaves us feeling hungrier and heavier.
77% of the sodium in our diet comes from processed food. And that's what people have to realize.
Martha Galati is a renowned cardiologist at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. She says when we eat too much salt, we retain water, which adds weight. But beyond that, excess salt actually makes you hungrier. And if you're not careful, you can eat a lot with very little effort.
In fact, if you eat one meal out at a restaurant, in general, most restaurants, that would be about 5,000 milligrams of sodium.
That's more than twice the recommended amount for an entire day. But it's not the only place salt is hiding. Even fresh cut meat can contain extra salt, often just to make it look better.
At the grocery store, often they inject sodium into it to make it plumper. They make a mixture of water and salt to make it look better on the grocery shelf.
Even fruits and vegetables can have excessive salt, especially if they're canned. That's a lesson Rosalind Brown learned the hard way. After surviving hypertension and a heart attack, she reads the label on everything she buys and cuts out all the salt she can.
The other thing, I had to cut out fast food. I had to learn how to go to the store, buy fresh fruits and vegetables, and prepare them at home.
Which doctors will tell you is the best way to keep hidden salt from sabotaging your diet. At Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
In addition to adding water weight, eating too much salt has also been linked to weaker bones and more severe asthma in men. Current guidelines say healthy people should only have 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day, which is about 1 teaspoon. Those at risk of heart problems only need 1,500 milligrams per day. Overall inflation has been low for years now and is expected to stay that way through 2013. But that doesn't mean all prices are standing still. Money reporter Stacy Johnson tells us where to look for the biggest price increases this year.
There's one thing you can count on that's going to affect your wallet every year: rising prices, also known as inflation. So how much do you think it's going to cost you to fill up the family car this year? What about health insurance or the cost of college? These things can really be serious budget busters. According to a survey of economists by the Wall Street Journal, core inflation in 2013 should remain low, about 2%. But core inflation ignores food and energy. You can't. The USDA is looking for 3 to 4% higher food prices this year. That's double the inflation rate. As for energy, according to the Energy Information Administration, gas should average about $3.44 a gallon in 2013, virtually unchanged from last year's $3.45. Natural gas should cost about 2.5% more this year than last, and heating oil will cost 2% more. Electricity, it's only going to be up about 1%. What about college? According to the College Board, the cost of four-year public universities is expected to rise about 4.8% for in-state students for the 2012-2013 school year. That's more than double the inflation rate. And last but definitely not least, health insurance. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers, the cost of health insurance is expected to rise 7.5% this year. That's nearly 4 times the inflation rate. Bottom line, when it comes to inflation, the experts are predicting it's going to remain low for 2013. But you might not notice it when you're buying food, gas, or college. For more information, just go to MoneyTalksNews.com and do a search for Inflation 2013. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, kdkz18.com. Click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And coming up in sports, the Rams' long-term future in St. Louis could be decided in the next few weeks. The Blues are preparing for an intense shortened season, and Mizzou tries to rebound from Saturday's loss to Ole Miss. It's all coming up here in sports.
Do you owe the IRS or state more than $10,000 in back taxes? Well, you can stop stressing right now. At Blue Tax, our team of tax professionals will remove bank levies and wage garnishments fast. Stop all collection activity immediately and negotiate a settlement on your entire tax debt. You could end up paying way less than you owe. 800-839-0293 for a free consultation. That's 800-839-0293. And remember, you heard it from me, Max, at Blue Tax.
Attention! This is a medical alert for anyone who has been prescribed Multac for treatment of permanent atrial fibrillation. Recent FDA warnings indicate that Multac may double the rate of cardiac death, heart attack, stroke, and liver failure. If you or someone you know has taken Multac and experienced any of these complications, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call us toll-free today. Time to file a claim is limited, so don't wait. Call the number on your screen today.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News.
Well, the negotiations over the future of the Edward Jones Dome moved to the panel of arbitrators Monday in a process that could take several weeks. Representatives from the St. Louis Rams and the Convention and Visitors Commission, which runs the Dome, began the arbitration process to determine what renovations can take place to get the building among the first-tier status of NFL facilities by 2015. That's the standard called for in the Rams' lease of the Dome. Officials don't expect a ruling from the arbitrators before mid-March. The Blues are preparing for the wear and tear of their 48-game schedule. That fact was very evident during the team's second official practice on Monday when Blues coach Ken Hitchcock had 3 power play units working during the second half of practice. Hitchcock told reporters, "We're going to use 3 units. We're going to use 8 guys to kill penalties. That's just the reality of the season and where everybody is physically and mentally." And Mizzou will try to rebound from Saturday's suffocating loss at Mississippi when Georgia will visit Columbia on Wednesday night. This will be the Tigers' second game without leading scorer Lawrence Bowers. Mizzou fell from 10th to 17th this week in the polls following the loss to Ole Miss. And that's Today in Sports. Fred and Dustin, guys, it's back to you.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Look at your forecast for the rest of this evening. We're going to see a chilly evening here in southeast Missouri. Partly cloudy skies at 7 p.m., 25 degrees, 23 and partly cloudy at 9 p.m., clear skies at midnight, and a temperature of 21. That does it for 18 Eyewitness News tonight at 6. Newswatch is next. Don't forget to check out our website, kdkz18.com. We'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.